someone in this car, names will not be named, just to just not to call them out, but someone may or may not have used yesterday as quite the refeed, right? Somebody in this vehicle may have slammed a cheeky little 5,400 calorie refeed last night. That may have happened. A 9-serving bag of Mike and Ike's may or may not have been eaten. A Christmas edition Reese's cup, it may or may not have been eaten. Some Jolly Ranchers ropes may or may not have been enjoyed. But in all seriousness, though, that's still on track. We're still cool. So there is a legitimate purpose of a refeed. You're dieting down very well, very consistently. You get to a point where you've been flat for a little while, you've reached a new low weight, and the idea of a refeed would be you kind of ramp your metabolism back up a little bit, get yourself some fuel back in your system, have a good fed training session the next day, and then by getting back on your deficit consistently for the next few days, there's no noticeable weight change or body fat change at all. So it's would it be better to just be completely perfectly in a deficit the entire time, exactly flat? I don't think that would hurt either, but within reason you can throw some stuff in there like that. And I would not call that cheating on the diet in at least a long-term progress style stance, because the diet's still being stuck to, right? And the goals are still being achieved. But last prep, every time I had a freaky day like that, I had a couple, I just didn't even talk about it because I'm like, I don't want people to know I just slammed a bunch of crap, what is it? There's a certain kind of Reese's cup, wafer crisp bar. Those things go crazy. But yeah, and then there's another kind of angle that I look at it as, and this is in no way a tip because it's very person to person dependent. But every time I kind of eat a bunch of trash like that, it almost gets it out of my system a little bit. I really don't have I'm 90% sure confident today that I'm not going to do the same thing. I'm not going to eat my regular deficit like I've been doing. But every time I do kind of throw some treats in the mix, it does kind of help make it easier to stick with everything going forward. But the main change now is I woke up 5 pounds heavier than yesterday morning. Just carbs and water, it's not any kind of body fat change. So I get a carbed-up arm pump this morning. I get to be a little extra full, a little extra strong, and a lot of extra freaking pumped at the end of it. I can guarantee that much. So probably still going to do the same method of tries then buys. Maybe I'll do a triple style where it's 3 sets of triceps, 3 sets of biceps, 2 sets of triceps, 2 sets of biceps, 1 set of tries, 1 set of bis, and then as many superset finishers as necessary. Though that setup usually works pretty well for me, but I don't think I could go wrong. If I had 2 dice, one that had tricep movements and the other that had bicep movements right now, and I just rolled them every time it was time to do a combo of sets, that would work out pretty freaking well too. Because I slept pretty good. I slept fine, but I slept nice and long, extra food in my system, totally hydrated. Yeah, this is gonna be good. So this is just a little bit of a glimpse into what a more carved up and lean look will be like, but not as carved up as I'll be pre-show. I only had 800 grams of carbs the night before the Arnold. Coming in just a little less than 2 months. I don't know how. I'm probably closer to 1,500, maybe 2,000. Not to mention the day of the show, I'm gonna keep eating. So it's pre-show, night, maybe 1,500 grams of carbs or so, and then probably before the morning prejudging, I won't eat too much. I don't know the exact schedule. I think it was something like 9 and then 6, or 9 and then 7 or something. Who knows? But maybe not a ton of food before the first prejudging, and then another probably, six, not to say 600, but 700 grams of carbs between prejudging and the night show. So it's it'll be a pretty good metamorphosis, that's for freaking sure. But let's save the excitement for the future and just get a little more focused on what's going on today. So nothing else to freaking talk about. Let's get in there. All right, I don't know exactly how the rest of this lift is gonna go, but I know what I want to start with. Just right here, light, 70 pounds. Like not much need for a ton of warm up or anything, but I can really, and I don't know. I mean, this is gonna depend on like what the point of my training is. Because when I'm trying to grow, normally my mindset is warm up, get like loose, get ready, gradually increase load, do like the 70s, then 100, then 110, then 130, 150, and maybe do like a set of 170 single arm and really wrench it and try to put a ton of tension through my triceps. But just to stimulate them, I don't have to go so heavy. And also dieting, I'm just going to hurt myself if I go too wild. So I'm more concerned with kind of like the rep by rep squeezing feeling instead of just overall tension when I'm dieting. It's kind of how I describe it. But I think 10 on either side, repeat a couple times, maybe drop to 5 on either side if I can start to tell I'm kind of, cooking them, and then just go from there. I might do 2 in a row, or I might just go straight to a curl. Let me finish it first, and then we'll be able to know for sure. Yeah. Okay, one more. Okay. All right, I got a plan for what's next, actually. Very similar to this. Same everything, but instead of pushdowns, now it's a curl. Literally the same weight, too. So I'm going to squeeze and hold it, gradually get a little more pumpish. Back and forth tries to biceps today will be nice. That is what I'm thinking. Yeah. Okay, back to the push down. Okay. What would you do next for tries? Let me think for a moment. Little overhead extension. Full stack, so pretty heavy. But don't forget, man, your triceps are strong. So don't be afraid to overload some pushdowns. Within reason, of course. Let's put this in my pocket. Two. Yeah. Okay. Oh, shit, okay. Let me turn that into a drop set. Yeah. Oh, shit. Oh. All right, I might do one more of those, actually. For a second, I was going to say it was kind of hard on my elbows. But that fixed. Maybe one more. Let's go do a curl, though. Just basic-ass dumbbell. The 70s are giving me a mean look. So let's just put them back in their place. Come on. Oh, shit. Okay. One more of that overhead and then one more of these. Yeah, this is a good combo. All right. Two. Ooh. Puh. 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 Poof. Okay. Puh. Yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh my gosh. Yeah, back to the curl. 2. Oh, shit. Whew. All right. I don't know what the next curl is going to be, but I do know what the next tricep movement's going to be. Let's go grab the pullover machine. Okay, so this machine's pretty cool because I can use it in 2 ways. And I was really camping out here a lot for my lats this last off season, because doing a ton of this pullover, I was feeling a lot of like in here upper lat, which I'm hoping added to a little extra width for me this dieting phase, right? But I can also kind of hop around it backwards and use it as a pullover, or as that, what I'm saying, as a push down sort of machine loadable, you know what I'm saying? So just a little funky. Let me scoot you over a touch. I'm kind of bumping into you. There we go. But nothing too fancy, just a regular standard push down, just a different loading method because it's on this machine instead of the cable. But let me pick a better song and we can get real. And we're getting close to the end. This is not going to be a high volume arm day, especially with all those heavy sets too. Yeah, we're getting there. Two. Two. Yeah. Two. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's just do the one of those. That didn't actually feel as good as I thought. Good set. Let's just keep up the momentum and pivot. All right, just a plain cable curl will be good. Triceps is pretty methodical. Like I was holding and squeezing, but buys, I'm just kind of cooking them, and it feels really good. So, you know, don't fix what's not broken. But I think a set of 170, so slightly heavier than the single arm curls that I did earlier. Just quick squeeze. This will be good. And then probably, well, we'll decide what to finish with in a second. Yeah. Okay. Okay. I've got a plan. Oh, whoops. I've got a plan. All right. And it involves this cable. This will be the finisher, I'm thinking. If I can tell I should do one more set, that's what I'll do. But plan's gonna be just straight up push downs. I don't even have to hit total failure at this point. They're already pretty cooked, but just to get them a little more pumped up, a little more blood in the area, immediately throw the cable up a couple notches, and then just use some seated bicep bias pull downs. So instead of pulling like with my elbows down, I'm just trying to pull my hands towards my shoulders in a curling action. So instead of this, it's this. But it's the same thing. I'm only trying to send signals in here to do the work. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, okay. Holy crap. All right. Let's post down. Arms are freaking complete. All right. I know you're all asking yourselves the same question. Why so blue? I haven't seen Avatar 3 yet. I will. It's like 3 hours. Like, that's a chunk. But that's for later. Let's get this freaking pose down started. So, well, I thought we let it speak for itself instead of trying to explain for it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'd go so far as to say that is a pretty badass freaking pump. So of course that's extra carbed up, so it is a little wilder than typical. But shit, that's a lot of stuff going on. Let me hit one more of those. Oh my gosh. Even just holding these poses at this point is freaking hard. But yeah, I did a little bit of forearm curls, so my forearms are feeling a little juicy too. But just standing, not even really doing any flex, like I certainly don't feel like I ate almost 6,000 calories yesterday. Like, and carved up wise I do, but I'm saying just like visually, leanness wise, not even a little. Oh man. Holy shit. Well, I tell you what, I don't even think I have to say it, but that is the freakiest pump. I don't know. I can't say of my life, because this is only cool because I'm lean. I've had lifts where I was way more pumped than this, but it's because I was like, you know, damn near 270, bulked up on 800 carbs, like a day, not just once in a blue moon. But this is up there. I mean, I should have renamed this freaking prep the freakiest diet ever. But even if I did that, it would just get superseded by the one after, and then the one after, and then the one after, because it's always kind of just trudging forward. But oh man, let's discuss further in the car. But I'm a gosh dang happy camper right now.
All right, that's what I'm talking about. So, bad freaking ass arm day. Actually, I'd say a little lower volume, partially because I was so carved up, so I could make the sets on like a set by set basis. I don't want to say more effective, but at least like more intense, you know? So, yeah, I mean, those heavy pushdowns, those curls were going nuts with the 70s. Like, those did not feel insane heavy, which, I mean, it's freaking cool for me. So, all that, I mean, none of that was a surprise, obviously, from, you know, slamming a bunch of sweets and junk last night. Actually, not a bunch of junk, mainly just sweets. If I'm gonna eat anything as like a refeed, it is going to be in your best interest, at least in terms of like quick reboundness, to lean on the carb side of things. Because if I sat and slammed like, you know, I don't even know, 500 grams of fats, like if I had a bunch of really fatty foods, like rich, like I don't know, how could I even do that? Well, either way, if I had a ton of fats, what the hell am I supposed to do with that? You know, it's very tricky for your body to turn fats into glycogen. That's not a very optimal process. If I slam a crazy amount of fats, what do you think the most likely situation is? I'm just going to end up storing those fats, you know? But if I slam a crazy amount of carbs, well, shit, all my muscle cells, it will just cells throughout my entire body, they know what to do with carbs. They can store that as glycogen, and it's a little individual cell by cell storage center, because that's like basic ass mitochondria ATP production kind of stuff. So if I slam a ton of carbs, I'm going to fill up all my glycogen stores throughout my whole build. And then, as I do my cardio, as I work out, as I just kind of, you know, recover, like I think my recovery overall is going to be better tomorrow morning because I had a bunch of food last night. Well, that's all going to kind of eat up those carbs and then get me back down to my baseline. You know what I'm saying? So if you're going to eat something, at least lean a little more just on the straight up, you know, sugar, carb side of things. I think it'll kind of, you can rebound back from that a little bit faster, you know. But don't forget, that is not a day by day like repeating thing, right? I'm on a deficit this week, and I'm still on my deficit like I was the last like 2 weeks, you know. So it's every once in a while you can have something like that. Don't be fooled. A lot of guys will talk about a refeed, and they'll hear that and think, oh shit, refeed, man, I'm having a refeed. And then really the guy's just having a fucking cheat day, and he doesn't give a crap about his diet, and he goes completely off the rails, and a refeed day turns into a refeed week, and then the guy's like, ah, shit, I guess I'm bulking. You know, not cool, right? So just keep that in mind, right? Just freaking keep that in mind. But yeah, that was, I'm getting excited to get back home, because on the computer, like big screen editing, all this stuff, it looks way freaking cooler. So that's this is going to be a fun one for me to splice together. But yeah, 59 days out. The days just keep trudging forward. So I just finished 45 minutes on the treadmill, which I don't know. Last prep, I didn't love the treadmill as much. I only did it just because I wanted to change it up a little bit from just doing the bike so much. But I don't know, ever since the Colorado trip, when I could only do the treadmill because the gym I was going to didn't have bikes or anything, it was just the treadmill and the Stairmaster, now it's freaking sick, you know. 5% incline, 3 miles an hour, so I'm not really speed walking too much, just, you know, regular brisk-ish. And then I got my heart rate like consistently tracked, so I can see, like, all right, am I about 133? Am I about 135-ish? Okay, that's good. And I do notice if I lean over the machine and then I hold on to it with both hands, my heart rate drops to like 120. But if I'm doing no hands, it gets up to like 140. So I kind of stay right in that middle ground. I'm doing phone here, hand here, holding on, just so I don't like sway forward or backward or anything while I'm messing around on my phone. And that keeps me just about where I want it, you know, about 135 for that 45 minutes. That's about it. Enough that I'm doing something, but not so much that I'm sitting here, you know, like huffing and puffing level cardio. Because that's not the point, you know. It's not high intensity, it's low intensity, steady state, right? It's more of a, I'm tunneling out of prison with this cardio. I'm not doing, this isn't an explosion. This isn't a heist. This is me with a little nail and hammer, just plinking away, right? 45 minutes now, 45 minutes tonight. Same thing the next day, same thing the day after that, same thing the day after that, until literally showtime. So it's more so a question of, okay, what should I do when I'm sitting there? So today I just scrolled on my phone and played a bunch of Clash Royale. But I should really be watching like movies or shows that I have been meaning to watch but haven't. Because when you're doing your cardio, I mean, it's pretty freaking mindless. And it's a bit of a justification to play on your phone, because it's like, well, shit, you're not doing anything else, right? Just sit and scroll or watch YouTube videos or go down like different rabbit holes of stuff, and before you know it, boom, 45 minutes is over, now you're headed back home. But I'm gonna go slam some ground beef, probably a full-ass 3/4 pound bowl, a little bit of mustard, low sugar ketchup, some not fat-free but low-fat mayonnaise, have kind of a deconstructed burger, maybe throw in some crushed up rice cakes to give it a little bit of something, with like 35 grams of carbs. That'd be 5 rice cakes. Yeah. Even just saying that whole meal out loud is going to get my mouth watering. Not the same as like thinking about a bunch of crazy like canes or whatever, but still pretty good. Still pretty freaking good. So yeah, I'll get you updated with the weight tomorrow morning, and then LA Fit Expo. We're getting close. Today's Tuesday, so I'm headed over there Friday. That should be, I'm like 90% sure it's Saturday, Sunday, the 10th and the 11th. But that's going to be cool. So I'm gonna be camping out of the booth. We're gonna have a big ass line and everything. And I've never been to the LA Fit Expo. I was at the Fit Expo. Was it last year, or was it earlier this year? Oh, I don't remember. I think it was earlier this year. The Anaheim Fit Expo, and the LA Fit Expo is like decently larger. So it's gonna be fun. That'll be a little motivation boost just to be around some other freaking sharks who are all getting after it. And then the energy of an expo is crazy, because you can't help but feed off of it. Like, there is no going to a badass fitness expo and thinking, this is kind of cool. Everybody leaves hyped to go hit a lift, excited to come back the next time and see if they're in kind of a different position, that sort of stuff. But yeah, so we got a big weekend ahead of us. I would not be surprised if a post-workout, post-meal nap goes down. Actually, it'd probably be pretty good for me. Get a little extra recovery. But yeah, that's all I got. So, shit, I'll see you freaking